Hi, everybody. Welcome from rainy Boston today. I have with me the Quaint Queen, Quaint by GSC here, Gabby, with us today. How are you, Gabby?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. Thanks for bringing a little bit of life with your clothing choice and the color in the background today, because you're definitely brightening my attitude up on this rainy day. So thank you.
That's awesome. It's rainy there?
It is rainy. How is it in Philly? Is it nice and sunny today, I hope?
Well, actually, I'm in Jamaica.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, so rewind. How is it in
Yes.
Jamaica right now?
In Jamaica, the weather is, I would say it's kind of cloudy. There are blue skies, but I can see that it's probably going to start raining soon. I think with the winter season, it's gonna be raining a lot, just everywhere, like all over the world. Because just a couple of days ago, there was like a storm. So I'm grateful for the blue skies today.
Good. I know you got to wash it all away, and then it makes you happier for the brighter days ahead, right?
Definitely, definitely.
Those rainy days. So awesome. So, wait, are you permanently based in Jamaica? Because I thought that you were in Philly. So this just threw me for a loop.
I mean, this is where I live, but I wouldn't say permanently. I'm a wandering soul. So I might just be somewhere else like a month from now or 3 months from now. Who knows?
I love that. I love that.
But I actually visited Philly like 2 weeks ago for the first time. And it was pretty cool there. It was decent.
Would you go back again and visit?
Definitely, for sure. What I love the most about it right now is the colors of fall. I love the colors of the trees right now with the pops of red and orange and yellow and green. That's my favorite part about it so far, like the nature aspect.
Good. So, and then of course, like the art scene and whatever else, you're like, I can, just take it all
Yes,
in and enjoy it. So definitely a good visit, both of like the art and culture aspect, but also like just being in nature is so dope. So
for sure. I agree totally.
I love it. So we're not here to talk about nature, really. We're here to talk about you. So I would love for you to tell us about your Quaint brand. So you and I were just talking off camera briefly about your bag brand, your swimwear, your YouTube channel. So if you would be so kind to kind of introduce us to the Quaint brand and let us know what you're about.
Okay, so I love the fact that you said Quaint Brand because it's kind of like just a big umbrella under which everything falls. So 5 years ago, I started the brand Quaint by GSC. And the word quaint means unusually interesting in a nutshell, strangely attractive, something that's like it's unusual, but because it's so unusual, it's like it draws you into it, like it's attractive. There's something about it that just makes you feel like this is just different. So I named it Quaint because that's exactly what my designs are. That's what I wanted my designs to represent. I wanted my designs to be something unusual, out of the norm, that people would kind of question, why did she name it that? I wanted them to be intrigued by the name. And by GSC, or GSC basically stands for Gabrielle Shade Clark. So that's my name. And I wanted to just add a personal touch to it. So that's why I said GSC, like at the end. Under the brand Quaint by GSC, I make bags, I make clothing, and I have a YouTube channel. The bags that I make are inspired by Africa. So if you look in the background, you'll see Africa there. Like I'm a big Africa fan. Like I would say I'm pro Africa, right? I actually want to travel there one day. And most of my bags, they tend to be with African prints and with symbols that represent some part of Africa or the map of Africa. I also have swimwear. I don't have any of those with me right now, but I just I just love making bags. I first started out by making myself bags and clothes for college, and people started showing interest. They wanted to buy my stuff. And so I just turned it into a business. I was like, okay, since you guys want to buy and I would love to make some extra money as a college student, then I might as well just turn it into a business. I didn't finish that degree because this business took my heart. I was just like, I feel like this is what I want to do. I feel like this is my passion. This is what I should be doing. So I ended up doing this full time, just making bags and making clothing for people, selling that instead of getting a degree because I had like 4 years left in the program I was studying. And I thought to myself, do I really want to spend 4 additional years doing something that I'm not passionate about? Something that I can't stay up for the whole night and not feel tired while doing? Because when I just started out, I could stay up for the whole night sewing. And I know that's not always healthy. Sleep is important and all of that. But I feel like when you just start a business, sometimes being obsessive about it is actually a good thing. So eventually I started a YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel, my intention was really to teach people how to sew. But somewhere along the lines, I also started doing like business related videos because I had been an entrepreneur for a while. November coming this month is going to be 5 years since I have been doing this business. And
Happy
so I've learned a lot.
anniversary. Sorry to interrupt. A happy anniversary. That's huge.
Yes,
We have to celebrate that for a quick moment. Woo! Yes.
right?
Yes, you should be proud.
Yes, five is a milestone. Five, I don't know what it is about 5 years, but it's a huge milestone, and I definitely want to do something to celebrate. Maybe this could be a good way to celebrate being interviewed by the antisocial socialite.
You are the best. No, absolutely. So this will be your anniversary episode because that is a huge milestone and you have to give props to yourself because a lot of people do start out with their passions, but like you said, studies or work or whatever gets in the way of people really fully exercising their passions, but you did not let that dictate your life. You took your passion and made it your business and
Right.
made it your life goal, and that's huge to do that and totally say, I'm not going to do this degree any longer. I'm going to follow my passion. You got to give props to
Yes.
yourself. That's huge.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
So I have to ask,
The
what was your degree going to be in if you finished your studies?
It was gonna be dentistry.
Okay, because I knew it had to be something really long for you to have an
Yes.
additional 4 years. So I was like, oh my goodness, is definitely, I figured like medical or law somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yes. I was studying to become a dentist. And to be honest, I just wanted to do it because of the money. Like, dentists tend to make a lot of money. So I was like, well, I might as well just choose something that's going to make a lot of money. I really wanted to be a pediatrician because I love kids. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't get into the medical program. The next best thing was to get into dentistry. So I just got into dentistry and I was like, okay, I'm going to work with this, see how it goes, because I'll still make money anyway. But I wasn't passionate about it. I wasn't like, I love fixing people's teeth so much. Like, I can't wait to be in people's mouth. No, I didn't feel that way.
I don't think a lot of people are, it would be kind of weird if a lot of people are like, I'm super passionate about being in somebody's face 24/7. Yeah. No, yeah. It's for the money. I'm glad that you decided to like follow your heart and say, no, I think I'm going to do something I really care about and I'm like really interested in doing. And you clearly have a talent for it. Like your brand is phenomenal. I've seen your Instagram pages both for the swim and for the bags. And I kind of want to segue into that. So you mentioned that you have the swimwear collection, which I think is so fantastic. And I did see a lot of Jamaican and African inspired prints or designs on there. But I want to really talk about your bags because they're vegan leather, if I'm not mistaken. So I wanted to talk about, you know, how you come up with your designs and the materials that you source, everything that you do for your bag brand.
Well, to be honest, I kind of just go with what spirit tells me. Like, let me see. This bag, for example, The symbol here is the Ankh, and it represents life. It's an Egyptian hieroglyphic symbol that means life, or it represents the word life. So I honestly just like to use symbols that are related to my ancestors to somehow send a message to the people who are taking in my work, basically. People who are seeing it, so they'll get curious and they'll wonder, what is that symbol? Or they'll know what the symbol is, but then they'll kind of grow like a deeper curiosity about it and start looking more into what it's all about. And at the same time, with the African prints, I feel like it's a good way to honor Africa, because I would love to at some point give back to Africa as the home where my ancestors came from. I would love to give back to them somehow, but because I'm not rich yet, this is how I'm giving back, by just increasing awareness. So the very first time I went into the fabric store and I had to decide what kind of fabrics I'd be using for the things that I create, African prints were what called to me the first. So I started out with that. I didn't know if it was something I would continue with for the whole career, basically. But what I saw was that there was a real interest in it. And so I decided that I would stick to it and make that my niche. I would make that my thing, and my market audience would basically, or my target audience would basically gravitate towards me. So it was really spirit that called out to me with the African prints at first. I started out with denim. I didn't start out with vegan leather. I started out with denim. And I liked that because it was easy to work with and it didn't require like any extra materials or anything like that. And just starting out, I needed to keep it simple. But eventually, I had to explore materials that would be a lot more structured, that would have more rigidity to them, basically, and would stand up on their own. And that happened to be the vegan leather. I started exploring with different colors because, you know, with denim, it tends to just come in like two colors, whether it's black or blue, shades of black and blue. But with vegan leather, it gives me a lot of flexibility. I can work with a variety of colors. So as you can see, this bag is quite colorful. I make bags with other colors: red, yellow, green, blue, purple, like you name it. I can find any color of vegan leather that I need. And so that's why I chose to work with that, because I love to be able to express my creativity in that kind of way. I don't like being restricted to just one color or to two colors. So that's why I started using vegan leather. And when I pair things together, I always make sure that whatever print I use with a specific color of vegan leather, I make sure that it complements. So let's go back to this bag again.
I love this bag, so I'm gonna keep talking about it all day long. Yes.
Yeah, so if you notice, I have the orange vegan leather and black here. And if you look at the print, you'll notice that there are hints of orange and black in it as well. So I always choose my fabrics to make sure that whatever print I use complements the color that it goes with, and vice versa. And I always try to make sure that it evokes some feeling in whoever is going to be looking at it. So orange is a color that represents creativity. It represents happiness, positivity. What else does it represent? Enthusiasm, just good vibes. So when people look at my bags, I want them to feel warm inside. I want them to feel like, wow, that's interesting. Like, you know, just like how you said, thanks for adding the pops of color to your day because it's been a rainy day. It's the same kind of vibe I want people to get when they see my bags.
Absolutely.
I want it to make sense. Like when they look at it, it should just be like, this goes, this works.
Well, and I think that's the nice thing, because based on the pictures I've seen on Instagram, it is full of life and color, which I absolutely love that. And, you know, so is Jamaica home for you? Like, were you born and raised there, or where?
I'm definitely born and raised here. I've been living here for basically all my life.
Okay.
And I think it adds a lot to the I create my designs, because Jamaica is a very colorful place, I would say. And even the personalities of the people who live here, it's very colorful. I'm not saying that people from other countries don't have colorful personalities as well, but it's just, I think everywhere that you go, you'll find people who are different from what you're used to wherever you live. But
Absolutely.
for me, I don't know, it's just something about Jamaica that I don't know. I can't explain it.
No, but I
I can't.
totally get it. I mean, and that's the thing, because it's so full of color. And I've never been to Jamaica. Hopefully, I'll get there one day so we can meet in person. But, Jamaica always just represents color and life and vitality and just that whole island sense of being at peace, but also having such great representations of color. So that's why I didn't know if that's what inspired you just, from growing up there. But I also love how you incorporate so much of the African, culture and designs in there too. So you really have like kind of like your homegrown and your dream place to be all in one, and it
Right.
really does. I think color is a great representation of having an extension of your personality come off of you. And that I always talk about, I mean, today I'm kind of just like blah, but like my wardrobe, what I want to wear really is an extension, and it's like expressing art in a different way, but it's more of an extension of my personality. And I feel like your
Yeah.
collections do that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The things that I create are a reflection of who I am. So I've always been a very colorful person. I just think, I don't know if you believe in astrology or anything, but I don't even want to say that it has anything to do with astrology. It's just how I am. I'm just a colorful person overall. I
What's your
embrace
sign?
color. I am a Libra.
Okay, so wait, is your birthday just passed?
Yeah, October 3rd to be exact.
Well, happy belated to you.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're
When is
welcome.
your
November 29th, so I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh, so your birthday is coming up.
It is. It is. So, yeah, I know I'm going to be really old, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just glad to see another year.
Wait, you're young at heart.
Thank you. Yes, yes. I feel like that most days, but I'm like, today I'm a little sluggish. So I really am feeling my age today. But most days I do feel pretty young.
It could actually be with the weather, like for me specifically, when the weather is gloomy or when it's rainy, I tend to be a lot more sluggish than on days when the sky is clear and it's beautiful outside. So it could just be the weather.
Probably. Hopefully, right? I'm not trying to get
Yeah.
COVID or anything, right? I'm like, how is it down there in Jamaica in terms of cases? Like, how are you guys faring with this pandemic?
Honestly, we have very little cases in comparison to other countries. When I was there in Philadelphia just a couple weeks ago, I told someone that we had less than 10,000 cases, and they were like, "That's all?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Because I don't think we've gotten to 9,000 cases as yet. And in terms of deaths, I don't think we've gotten 200 deaths as yet. So,
Wow. And we're getting like
yeah.
200 deaths. Like, I mean, I'm in Massachusetts, but we just had over 1,000 confirmed cases just in Massachusetts alone. And, it's
Wow.
spiking again, where, it's going to be soon hitting over 100 deaths per day. It's wild. And that's not even, we're like this big on the map, that's humongous for United States. So, keep it low.
Yeah.
You gotta tell these American people, stop traveling to Jamaica and trying to infect the people. Everybody's traveling to Mexico, traveling here. I'm like, just because the border's open does not mean that you should be going, people. You keep those native islanders safe. Leave them alone.
Well, I would like to think that Jamaican people are probably a little bit stronger than people from other countries in terms of the way that we eat and in terms of like our climate. Like we eat, I mean, it's not everyone here that eats off of the land, like in terms of like food that's grown on the land, like organic stuff and that kind of thing. But I would say that we are in a pretty good position also in terms of a lot of the precautions that the government has been taking. So with every store that you enter, you have to get your hands sprayed with alcohol or hand sanitizer, and they check your temperature before you actually enter the store. So there's that precaution, and you always have to be wearing a mask, whether or not you're going into a store. Well, not everybody follows the rules. And then when you're entering the country, you have to go through like medical examinations and that kind of thing. So it's a very stringent procedure, I would say. And then there's an app that you have to use to track your health and that kind of thing. And then you have to stay in quarantine for like 2 weeks when you enter the country. So it's very strict, I would say. That's probably why we don't have as many cases as other countries,
Okay.
because we take a lot of precautions, even though I feel like sometimes we kind of overdo it.
Hey, but better to be safe. I think that just goes to show that your government actually does care about its citizens or visitors,
Yeah,
that, you know, they're not
that's
trying to like play around with your lives, because that's exactly what it is. But
yeah, right.
your life is at stake.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Oh, well, hopefully you guys stay nice and safe and healthy down there. But I'm like, that's all you
definitely.
can hope for, right? So tell me a
Yeah,
little
for sure.
bit. Yeah, tell me, because I'm like just thinking in my head as we're talking about this. Tell me about your YouTube channel though. So you started off as sewing and then you turned it into a business. So like, what do you do on your YouTube channel?
On my YouTube channel, actually, I didn't exactly start off sewing. That was my intention, but it didn't get there because I didn't figure out how to really teach people how to sew until recently.
Oh, okay.
So, what I started out with were like self-help videos, like things about self-love and how to raise your vibration and how to like impact change in your life, you know, how to live a positive life, that kind of thing. And then eventually I pivoted and I started talking about business stuff. So I started teaching people how to start a business, how to start an e-commerce business, how to do all the finances for it, how to ship your products, how to package your products, all of those stuff, until recently I pivoted again to start teaching strictly about sewing because I finally figured out how to really teach it on camera. And also, I noticed that out of all the videos I was doing on my YouTube channel, those videos were performing the best. And you know, if you want to grow on YouTube, you have to niche down to a specific, talking about a specific thing. Like, if you want to get subscribers and if you want people to watch religiously, you have to niche down. So that's what caused me to just narrow down to that because those were the best performing videos on my channel. So for now, I'm just teaching people, like, for example, what sewing machine to get, how to thread their sewing machine, how to stitch different types of clothing items, how to make patterns for those clothing items. Yeah, that's the path I'm on right now.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're dropping gems, and every time you reroute yourself, it's like you talk about business, you talk about inspiration or affirmations, anything like that. And now you're going to
Yeah,
sewing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're like just beginning to watch or if you've been subscribing and watching for years, you're dropping really knowledgeable information along the way, just in different facets. So
right,
hopefully,
totally. So it's like an evolution.
yeah, and hopefully these like novice sewers or, you know, amateur sewers that are coming in, we're like, oh, I want to start my own business, and then they can like keep seeing how you're doing things and gain inspiration off of that. So
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
love.
for sure.
Now, do you create all of your designs? So obviously like the design element, but do you physically sew all the bags and all of the clothing, or do you have a team behind you?
Actually, I do sew all the bags myself at this time. I'm working on a team because I would like to expand and create more. And I just feel like after 5 years, 5 years is a good time to actually start bringing in other people because I've attempted to create a team before, but because I'm so meticulous about my work, it's like I'd find a team member but they just don't live up to the standards that I have for my products. Because if you are helping me to sew, I'm gonna be the one who will have to take the blow if you mess up something, or if you don't stitch something right, or if you don't cut something out right. So I have just been working on the craft myself for now, and sort of developing the skills that I feel like I need to lead other people, and also structuring the business in a way where when I do bring someone on, it should be an easy transition from just me to having someone else on the team. So I've just been patient and waiting on that right time. There's never really a right time for anything,
Never.
but I do feel like it's important to not rush certain things, because when I bring someone else on the team, I have to think about paying them, and paying someone is totally different from just doing it yourself. Now you have more responsibilities. So I'm just giving myself time to feel like I'm ready to take on that kind of responsibility.
Absolutely. And if you can handle it right now in terms of the design, the production, the shipping, all of that, of course, it's a huge undertaking. But if you're able to master that, and then once you really expand beyond that, then you could say, okay, now I'm ready for somebody to come in and do that.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, this is my sewing machine right here.
This is your best friend that you're introducing us to.
Yes. Yeah. This is
Hey,
my
best friend.
We've been rocking for like a while.
I love it. I love that we're actually sitting at your sewing table for this interview right now. This is making me so happy.
Yes, it makes sense.
Yeah, you're never too far away from your work. So as soon as we hang up, you can just start sewing right now, create something new.
Exactly.
Yes. So in terms of shipping, because I was just talking about that really quickly, do you ship to the US? Are you international, like all over the world? Because we need the people in the US to start wearing your product. So I want to make sure that they have access to it.
Well, I actually ship all over the world.
Yay.
So
Okay.
the places I'm most proud of shipping to are, like, for example, France, Poland. Where else have I shipped to? Japan. Like, those are big deals for me, because I feel like if people in those countries are buying my stuff, then there's something about it that makes them feel like it's worth waiting until it gets there. It's worth paying for shipping and waiting until it gets there. I ship to the States as well. I have shipped to a number of states before. I've shipped to California, to I've actually shipped to Massachusetts before. I've
Oh.
New York, to New Jersey. I have shipped to, where else? I can't remember all the states right now. Florida. Yeah, I've shipped all over the states.
So now I'm gonna have to be on the lookout to see if I find a quaint bag on the streets. I'll be walking by like doo, and I'll be like, "Hey, I know where you got that from." I'll be so excited.
Yes, keep an eye out.
Of course, absolutely. No, I'm so excited. I'm definitely going to like blast your business as much as I can, because your product really is amazing. I love your designs too, because it's really about not only bringing fashion to your wardrobe but functionality, and I do feel like a lot of your pieces are super functional, that it's good,
Right.
like everyday styles. It's not something that's just for a moment, just trendy, or just for a certain occasion. Like it can be worn in a multitude of ways. So I love that.
Right.
Now, do you have a favorite design that you've done, or one that you wear like the most often?
You know, to be honest,
This
this is it.
backpack.
Not this exact backpack. Let me actually, I'm gonna go for it, okay?
All right, go grab it. I'm so curious.
Okay, so it's this one right here.
Oh,
It's actually
that's cute.
it's similar in size and style to this one, but this is what I have been wearing for a while now. I kind of cycle out my favorites. So I'll go from this being my favorite to I'll probably create a new design like next month, and then that will be my favorite. I just call all of them my favorite because I just love all of them.
Well, they're all
But
so
yeah, I like,
cute. Yeah.
Yes, I love this because it's black and I can wear this with anything. I wear this with just about any color. So, yeah, this is my favorite design right now. And I like how small and cute it is.
And it just fits all your essentials. That's all that you need. You don't have to carry all that baggage with you.
It definitely keeps you minimal. You just carry the essentials, like you said.
I love it. And I love how the print is a little bit bigger as opposed to the first backpack. So it really kind of grabs your attention. Because if it was something smaller, I mean, I think that actually draws more curiosity to it, having it a larger print for just a solid color.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I'm loving it. All right. So what would you say is the next step in terms of like, do you want to introduce anything else to Oh, sorry. Did you want to introduce anything else to your collection? Are you happy where you're at now? Like, are you thinking that you just want to like focus on what you are making with new designs, new materials, or do you really want to expand the collection in terms of silhouette?
Well, to be honest, I do have visions of adding like home decor and
Oh,
perhaps like activewear to my collection, but I am just going with the flow to see how it all manifests and see how it comes in with everything. Because what I find is very important is to master where you're at. Then once you've mastered that, then you can move to the next place and master that, then move to the next place. So I'm just working right now on mastering what I'm already doing. And then once I've mastered that, I'll perhaps start to take in like home decor, that kind of thing. And yeah, just see how it progresses. Because at the same time, given that I'm doing it by myself, I already sometimes feel like I don't have enough time. So I don't think it would be feasible for me to start up a new segment or add anything new to the collection just yet until I, for example, have a team member or like a partnership, like, or an investor or something like that.
all right. No, good to know because I'm always so curious. Like you talked about the evolution of your YouTube, you also have evolution of a brand in itself. So one day you'll be able to include the home decor and do the active wear and who knows, shoes. Like you could get in because now you have to have a matching pair of shoes to go with the bags. Like you don't know, sky's the limit for this stuff.
You know what's interesting? Someone actually sent me a DM last night asking if I would ever consider doing shoe designs. So it's interesting that you're even saying this right now. I wonder if the universe is trying to give me a message. Hmm.
I think so. Yes, I totally think so. I totally think so. Now, okay, here's a random question for you. If you had the opportunity to like style, a famous celebrity or, somebody that really influences you, like who would you choose?
Hmm. Let me think about this. Erica Badu.
Oh, good choice. Good choice. I can see that. Yep.
If it's not her, then Lauren Hill.
I can
Those
also
two
see that
women,
too. Yeah.
yeah, they fit the aesthetic of my brand. And also I love their music. There's some revolutionary women, I would say, and they inspire me not only musically, but just in life.
They're both very,
Yeah.
very positive, relatable women.
Yes.
It's just like you don't aspire like, oh, I want to dress like them or I want to act like that. No, it's just like their whole being, their whole presence is just so magical that I would definitely say that those two women would represent the Quaint brand very well if we were to get them
Hey,
styled by you, which I hope that
this
happens.
is such a thing. Like, wow. I hope that one day that manifests. I feel like it's a possibility. I don't ever think that anything is impossible. I wouldn't be surprised if 5 years from now or even less, Erica Badu will be wearing one of my bags or something. I would not be surprised.
We got to make this happen. We got to tag
Yeah.
her. Yeah, give her the attention that she needs to like draw into your page and be like, wait, oh, I do like this brand. Okay, now, okay, international shipping, ordering here. Yes.
I would gladly send her a bag for free. Like sometimes that's what you have to do with celebrities. Like you just send them stuff that they like, and in exchange for that, they will blast you on their social media.
And then you never know, because then you can get so many more customers just from that one post. So,
Def-
what's
def-
a free bag? That's a good return on investment. What's one free bag? And then you now sell 50 because of it.
you get it. You
Yes.
get it.
Yes. So, all right. Now, one last question before we wrap this up, because I know that you had mentioned you're like so pro Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a specific country that you would want to visit, or like, is it the whole continent? Like, what draws you the most to Africa? Like wanting
Ghana.
to Ghana. Okay. All right.
A big part of the reason why I want to travel to Ghana is because of the African prince that they have there. That's probably like the capital for African prince. I would just love to just go African prince shopping in Ghana. And at the same time, there was this, I did hear that a lot of the people here in Jamaica, like, are descendants of people in Ghana, based on the stories that I've heard. And apparently, we are very similar, as in Jamaicans are very similar to Ghanaians and vice versa. So I would love to just see what they live like, see how they talk, see what the culture is like there. And as I said, shop for African prints.
Yes. Well, I do know a Ghana prince. He's actually in our media group that I'm part of, DJ 65. So he is actually based out of Kansas City, but he is a
Ooh.
DJ and producer, but his roots are from Ghana. So I'll have to introduce you to, so you have an opportunity to meet, because he's been there before, and he has what's called the Global Waves Foundation, where he brings back, like music and, helping out the kids in orphanages in Ghana. I need to introduce, because you guys could like go on this like international tour together, and he can show you around. I love this.
That would be cool.
Yes. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm gonna connect you guys after this interview so you can meet him.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Of
it.
course. And he is like super attractive. He is 6'5", so he's really tall. He's cute. So you don't know what's gonna come of this, girl. So maybe you can find your United States Ghana prince.
I mean,
if you want to move to Missouri.
Found him. I think I've already found him.
Oh, okay.
Not like Ghanaian or anything, but he's definitely like a king.
Okay, all right. So we'll keep that energy. So I'll introduce you to DJ 65 in a platonic manner then. Okay. Yes. Okay. I love it. Gabby, it has been so fun to sit down and chat with you, and I hope that we can do this again. But in the meantime, do you mind dropping all your social handles so everybody has a chance to go out and check out your brand and shop you and love you and inspire you every day?
For sure. So my personal Instagram page, where you can find basically inspiration and just good vibes overall, is Quaint Boss. So that's QuaintBawse. And then my business pages are Quaint Bags and Quaint Swim. So that's QUAINT.swim and QUAINT bags, BAGS.
Awesome.
Yeah. And social media, it's the Quaint Pursuit. Yeah. So there you can find sewing videos, business related videos, self-help videos, and all the works.
I'm so excited to see what comes of it, because we're celebrating 5 years of your brand right now on this special anniversary edition, right? But I'm so excited to now know you. Thankfully, we were connected by a mutual friend, and I'm so excited to see what the future has to offer you, because I really believe in your product. I think it is phenomenal. I just can't wait to see what you have up your sleeve next.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the energy.
Yes.
I appreciate the praises. I appreciate it all.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. So just know it is coming from a true, genuine place because I'm really intrigued by your collection. And I'm gonna have to start Christmas shopping, so maybe I'll have to take a look at your site after this. And for all my friends and family, if you get quaint bags, don't be surprised, right?
Yes. And also the website is www.thequaintpursuit.com. So you can find all the bags there. I don't really have any swimsuits there right now because I don't think anybody's wearing swimsuits right now. I still have a few there, but I'm not focusing on that at the moment. But you can definitely find bags
Okay.
for sure.
Good to know. Well, winter is approaching, even though, you're definitely in a warmer climate than we are. I don't think really anybody's traveling or doing much. So swim is not really on the top priority list of purchases. So I get it. Do the focus on the bags right now.
Right.
So awesome,
My
Gabby.
phone, yeah.
Yeah, no worries. It's totally fine. But thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And I hope we get to chat again soon for sure.
Thank you for taking the time out to do this interview. I appreciate it.
Of course. No, I'm all about spreading the love and the energy. So I appreciate it. All right. Well, have a
All
good
right.
day, Gabby. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. You too.
Thanks. All right.
Take care.
Bye.